Alright guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. The reason I say that is because I really don't have a lot of content to go off of to make such a really great video in that sense. And for that, I just want to apologize in the beginning of the video. I've been really busy. I mean, slammed with multiple things pretty much since the Saturday after I uploaded the last video. So Sunday I went, well, let me explain it to you guys. So I'm joining the United States Army, just to, kind of further my career and, just to kind of get ahead in life and, do the things I want to do, travel, and pretty much get a good job and et cetera, et cetera. I want to live good, but, I don't want to spend all the money on it. So I'm, just gonna let, the military pay for it and everything. And, they're gonna take care of me as long as, I do my, what I have to do. So I guess in this video I'm gonna be kind of explaining what I've been up to since that last upload, and kind of sharing my experience as to what I had with you guys. And towards somewhere in this video I will be announcing the winner to the G11 autumn stuff. And I guess for the next giveaway I'll be doing a LightSword blue giveaway. Every other week, I'll be doing, some sort of giveaway, either, small, big, but, as of right now, we're going to be doing the OP and G11 Autumn giveaway, and then, for next week's video, it'll be the LightSword. So I do apologize for those guys, who do come and watch, the montages. I mean, I've just been slammed, and we're gonna go into, like, a little story as I do some gameplay of just me farming some lone tree. But yeah, I'm just gonna head right into that, and I'll let you guys listen from then. Alright guys, so just one thing I want to let you guys know before I even start this video and go further into it. If you're watching this on a Saturday, then that means I was able to pump out this video as quick as possible, and keep up with my regular scheduled uploads. I want to try to do them at least every Saturday, just because Saturdays, no one's, doing a whole lot on Saturday unless you're out partying and everything. But yeah, if you see this video on Saturday, then that means that I uploaded this video successfully to my regular schedule. If you see it on Sunday, which is a possibility just because of my busy schedule, then unfortunately I'm sorry, but I'll try to pump out a video by Saturday with quality. I know it's a little bit different than my usual just montage content and everything, but it's definitely going to be a much better montage. I have some people filming me in the game that I'll be trying to get and everything, so it's definitely going to be a way better PvP montage and everything. So just stay tuned for that and everything. But yeah, let's just get right into the story as to why I've been really busy and why I couldn't, pump out as much content. So the main reason is, like I said and mentioned earlier, is because I will be joining the United States Army. I talked to a recruiter a couple, oh shit, a G11, holy shit. Alright, whatever. So I talked to a recruiter about a couple weeks ago. We started the process and everything, and the reason why I'm doing it is to kind of get ahead in life. I'm not sure if you guys are really, like all living in the United States, but it's kind of hard to pay for college yourself, live, on your own, just supporting yourself. Like, you're just doing everything that an adult would do all by yourself, nobody helping you, and schooling is very expensive. So I talked to a recruiter a couple weeks ago. We kind of got the process started, and just about immediately after Sunday, we started to go. Well, they put me on a bus to go to Miami, Florida, and the process of where that's called, like the place where they medically examine you and everything and all that good stuff, it's called MEPS. And I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the acronym is, but pretty much what they do is they medically examine you, mentally, physically and everything, just to make sure that you're fit to join the United States, military. And they wake you up every morning at 4 in the morning just to get ready, you know, get yourself collected and everything, and pretty much be prepared for sitting and waiting very, very, very long hours. If you've ever been to a DMV, you know how long it is just standing in line just to even get to the front desk to state your issue. And imagine that, but 10 times longer. I mean, I was sitting in a chair for about roughly 3 to 4 hours before I was even called just to be checked by a doctor for my eyes. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. Just the amount of time that is spent just waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's supposed to, I don't know, it's hard to explain because they're supposed to kind of, you know, toughen you up. I mean, they don't feed you that much. That entire day I only had like one thing to eat, and that was like dinner. No, yeah, it was dinner. It was dinner service, and it was only like a pizza. And then you get fed in the morning the very next day after, you know, you spend a full day there. So, I mean, you eat once, and then you kind of start getting on the schedule of eating once again, and then maybe twice if you're lucky. But, yeah, right after that, you get medically examined. You pretty much check in with the branch of service that you're going to be going into. And just wait 1 second. I'm going to kill the super zombie because he keeps screaming. So pretty much you check in with the branch of service that you're going to be enlisting into, and for my instance it is the Army. So I mean, right after you check in with them, you pretty much wait, you get medically examined, and I mean, when you do get medically examined, they check every crevice of your body. I mean every crevice. I mean, they literally have you stripped down naked in front of doctors, and pretty much just like they check you. I'll tell you that they check you to make sure that, you know, there's nothing, you know, wrong with you, that you don't have, you know, any lumps or anything down there in your, you know, your areas. And they pretty much do that for the majority of the day. Well, they don't touch you for the majority of the day, but you know, you get every aspect of your, you know, your well-being checked. So your eyes, you know, they check for lice. They check to see if you know, your legs are working properly, you know, if you can squat and walk, if, you know, you can do basic movements, and, you know, making sure that nothing hurts, you know, just to make sure that you're in all well-being, so that, you know, like I said, so that you're fit to join, you know, the branch of service that you're interested in, so that, you know, they're not having any stragglers left behind to where, you know, it'll hold something up, or, you know, they just don't want anybody that's, you know, ill, you know, pre going into the military. They want, you know, the best people they can get. So, I mean, after that whole process was all done and everything, you finally get to pick, well, kind of get to pick your job. And the reason I said kinda is because the way they work, at least for my branch, I'm not sure about other branches or other MEPS stations, is they try to fill in the jobs that they need filled. And what I mean by that is, when I went in, I tried to go in as a radiology specialist. Well, like I said just a couple seconds ago, they try to get the spots that they want filled in, not, you know, what's within your interest. If it was within your interest, everybody would be a doctor, everybody would be a mechanic, everybody would have super sweet jobs, and there would pretty much be no infantry. You know, nobody to go out and shoot and fight the bad guys and risk their lives. So I went in, I told them, hey, you know, me and my recruiter talked about, you know, this job where I get a $20,000 signing bonus. I'll be leaving in a couple months if if that job's still available, and I'll be getting a, you know, a sweet job as a radiology specialist. And if you don't know what that is, it's those guys that pretty much work the x-rays. They tell you, you know, what's broken in your body, all that good stuff, and, you know, they also check for diseases, which I didn't even know about till I researched it. So I told them, hey, you know, I want this job. You know, I pretty much told them the rundown of what my recruiter told me. And them being them and wanting, you know, pretty much to reach their quota and want their numbers, they told me, oh, that job's not available. you know, you can't have that job, but we do have this and that available. And this and that, their other options for me were jobs like infantryman, combat medic, pretty much jobs that can put me in harm's way, especially being infantryman. But I mean, if you're a combat medic, you're a medic, and you're pretty much the most protected guy out there because, you know, you're a medic. They want you to help, you know, heal your guys and, you know, pretty much take care of them. But I mean, that wasn't necessarily the route I was interested in because I knew I did want to go into the medical field. You know, I knew that I had smarts. I scored very high on my ASVAB, which is the test that you take, pretty much placing you as to what you qualify for. So I mean, if you get a super high ASVAB score, I mean, you're open to more jobs. Of course, if you get a super low ASVAB score, I mean, you're not gonna, you know, be able to be as open to many jobs. So it's pretty much a smart test, a test that pretty much, you know, tests, you know, your intellectual abilities and, you know, just pretty much what you know. I was pretty fortunate enough to score a 69. I mean, that's a decent score. I mean, the highest score you can get is a 99. And you can't get 100 or anything, so it's just flat out 99. So I got a 69, and like I've been saying, I went to the not the recruiter, but once you go to the MEPS, there's like a guidance office with the branch of service that you are planning to enlist in, and they kind of, you know, help you pick out your job. So when I went in there, they told me the radiology specialist is not available, but we do have infantryman and combat medic available. So I was really, really uninterested, and I remember one of the guys at MEPS telling me, I mean, because of course you're with other people, but he told me that, you know, if they give you a job that you don't want, pretty much don't take it, act like you're not interested whatsoever, and pretty much leave, or at least pretend to leave, because they're all about numbers. They want their numbers, and they pretty much want to have pretty much a job for themselves by, you know, keeping those numbers. So what that pretty much means is they're trying to meet a quota. Either it's every month, every week. They just want people recruited regardless of the job. But, you know, they also need spots filled within certain parts of the army. So we went there. They told me infantryman, combat medic. I was completely uninterested. I told them that I wanted to be a radiology specialist or a mental health specialist, and I told them that I wanted to be a radiology specialist 95%, you know, certain that that's the only job I wanted, and the other 5% went towards the mental health worker. Now I know that that's kind of, you know, extreme and everything, but when it comes to bartering with those guys, you have to be like that, because these guys are pretty much picking, well, you're picking your career with them, and these are the next 4 years of your life. I mean, you have to pretty much get a good job. And I'm not trying to like down talk those guys who, you know, do infantry. You know, I highly respect them to even having the balls to go out there, because I would not ever, and I mean ever, go out there. I mean, just to get shot at enough is scary, or just in general, the thought. I've never personally been shot at, but I was stubborn as hell. I took that dude's advice, and I pretty much told them, hey, it's either I get this job and I get this ship date, or I leave. And I mean, they stuck to the guns. They were pretty resilient. I mean, there was a tall guy that was the main counselor and everything, and he pretty much told me you can't have it, but we do have this and that available. This and that, of course, like I said earlier, it's just, you know, combat jobs, which is something I was really, really not interested in. So I mean, right after that moment, I mean, I pretty much told him, hey, you know, I don't wanna, you know, I'll pretty much wait until the job I want is available, and I'll just come back another time. And then at that moment, I thought I was honestly, you know, I feel like I fucked myself over. I feel like I was the idiot in that situation, and that they pretty much won, because I pretty much laid it down flat, like, hey, you know, I pretty much quit. You know, if it's not that job, it's no job, and I'm out. Right then and there, I thought I was, you know, it was over. I thought you know, they were gonna give me the boot out the door, and that was gonna be it, and I was gonna have to literally come back another time like I was bluffing. But there was a Hispanic sergeant, and you know, he came up to me and he said, don't worry, even if you don't like the MOS, which is, MOS is pretty much the job. It means like what job, you have or whatnot. But anyways, um, the Hispanic sergeant told me that throughout his career, he changed MOSs about 10 times within, well, not 10 times, that's a little exaggerated, but a couple times within a 4-year career. So I just kind of kept talking to him, and he told me, look, even if you don't like the job that you're given, say if you're given an infantryman to where, you have to go out and shoot people, you can always transition into something else. So he told me that prior to me seeing the guy and telling him, hey, I'm not interested, I'm pretty much out. So right after that, I went to the waiting room that they had just right outside the office, and I was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. I sat there for about 10 minutes. I mean, it wasn't too long compared to the medical examinations that they have you sit through, but I sat there for about 10 minutes, and the Hispanic sergeant and the big main sergeant that was in charge of there, I mean, they were calling me in. They're like, come here, come here. And right after that, they showed me another list of jobs, and it was a nurse practitioner and something else, I can't remember. But the only thing that I didn't like about those jobs, I mean, they were sweet jobs, don't get me wrong. They had signing bonuses for about $10,000, and, I mean, you're a nurse. You don't see a lot of combat, hardly any, and, I mean, you get a sweet job once you're done for 4 years. I mean, they get, anything in the medical field gets a lot of money. So, I mean, they told me, hey, here's a nurse practitioner, and there's also combat medics. If you leave the 25th, ship out, officially go to basic training and AIT school, which is pretty much individualized training school or whatnot. But if you leave and ship out and pretty much go the 25th of October in 2017, you get a 20,000 signing bonus. You're a combat medic, and you get stationed here and there. And I pretty much like it's kind of funny to explain because I pretty much put my hand over my chin and just stared at the screen really hard as if I was deciding, but in my head, I already knew what I wanted, and that was pretty much a big fuck no. I don't want to do it. So after I was staring at the screen, pretending like I was, deciding and contemplating, trying to do what they were offering me. Like I said, I was pretending. I knew I did not want to do those jobs, even though a nurse practitioner is it's a pretty good job. It's a pretty good paying job, and with the bonus and everything, it was really tempting. I mean, I almost gave in to them, but I just pretty much told them, hey, I'm not interested. Like I said, I'll just come back another time. So I shook the guy's hand, and then officially I thought it was over. I thought, damn, I just fucked myself over. I'm done. I am done. Like, this is the end. And, I don't know if I'm ever going to come back. So I called my recruiter. I told him the situation. He was very, very proud of me to sticking to my guns and not taking any of the crap that they were giving me. And he pretty much, like, he was really proud of me. Not a lot of people go in there and do that. A lot of people just get kind of stuck with the jobs that are given because they don't know to be, resilient. Like I said, this is your career. This is your future. You guys have to pick and be stubborn as to what exactly you want. Not what they want, but what you want. So after I called my recruiter, I was like, hey, I told him the situation. Like I said, he was proud of me. And immediately right after, he called me back after I hung up. And he was like, look, there's an optometrist position available. The ship date is February 21st. And just let him know that, that information, and you should be good. And you should be, like, pretty much you just offer, what the, oh shit, that's a fucking super zombie. But anyways, you pretty much lay it out on the table as to what the recruiter, well, my recruiter tells you, and you offer it to the guys who pretty much give you your MOS, which is your job. So right after that, I told the counselors, the army counselors, as to the option that my recruiter gave me that he looked up on his computer. And right after that, I pretty much told him, I didn't tell him. I kind of sat down in their office very rudely while they were talking to someone. And I sat down right in front of their chair. facing them. And I told him, look, I want 68Y, which is an optometrist position. Ship date is February 21st. No signing bonus. I'm either taking that job or I'm leaving officially. And the big, tall sergeant guy was like, look, that's a terrible job. You're not going to like it. You're going to get stuck with it and everything. And I know that there's only about 100 optometrist jobs in the Army. So there's only about 100 optometrists in the entire Army. And he was pretty much trying to talk me out of it every way possible that he could, just so that I would not join and seem uninterested. And honestly, I mean, I'm not a big guy on I'm not a big guy on freaking whatchamacallit. I'm very, I can be swayed into things. That's what I was looking for. I can be swayed into things. I'm not very hard to persuade. So the moment he told me, look, it's a terrible job. You're not gonna like it or anything. I know. I mean, I can't remember exactly what he was telling me, but it was along those lines of pretty much, don't do it. It sucks. You're not gonna like it. And just right then and there, I was pretty much set on what he put in my head, considering he was the counselor and that he was he's been there through experience and he's had a medical job himself. So I was like, maybe he's right, maybe he's right. So, I went back, with my head kind of down, and I called my recruiter immediately. I was like, hey, this guy said that, this job kind of sucks. He said I shouldn't do it. What are your opinions? And I mean, my recruiter went off on me. He was like, what the fuck are you thinking? He was like, look, this is your career. This is your future, not his future. You go out there and you tell him that you want this job, if you really want it, because it has everything that you're looking for. You go out and tell him you want this job, you don't care, yada 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 yada, this and that, and pretty much fucking lay it out. You pretty much balls to the wall. You do what you have to, because it's what you want, it's your career, and he's not gonna tell you any different unless you want to do something different. So I was like, shit, dude, you're right. like I know it's kind of like obvious. It's my life. It's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life. If not, for the next 4 years of my life. And, I went in there and, I pretty much told him, hey, I'm back and, this is the only job that I want, And then he was like, are you sure? It's terrible, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yes, it's the only job that I want, and it's available. And then the guy was like, all right. And he told some guy to pull it up on the computer to even see if it was available. And at first they didn't find it. I mean, that's just them trying to kind of mess with you. They always try to mess with you. That's the fucked up part. It's always a mental warfare. It's like mental and physical warfare, because they keep you hungry, they keep you very, very tired, and not only that, they get into your head and they pretty much try to mess with you. So after all that, we were able to find the job after I told them, hey, this is the ship date. This is what the information is given with the job position. And right after that, we eventually found it. I mean, about like 5 minutes. They were giving me the hardest time. I clearly saw that they were pressing the wrong keys and everything just to, kind of like spook me into, trying to pick something that they want filled, which is something that honestly aggravated me. It aggravated me so much. So right after we found the job, I was signing, contracts and everything to officially be an optometrist within the Army. And the same guy who's been talking me out of that position and who has been pretty much telling me that it sucks and it's terrible, he came up to the cubicle that I was in while I was signing my contracts, and he was like, look, you can still back out of signing that. We can pretend this didn't happen. It's a terrible thing to do. Like I said, he was telling me every little thing to not pretty much get that job. I mean, he was very, very resilient on pretty much signing me up for something else. So right after, he pretty much told me that, I remembered what the Hispanic sergeant said. I remember that he said even when he went in, he did not like his job whatsoever. So he changed his job with the right qualifications and everything, of course. And he And I told him that. I told him, hey, that Hispanic sergeant over there, he didn't like his job either, but um, he was able to switch from this to that to this. And, I don't necessarily have to be stuck as an optometrist. And I just kind of waited for his response, and the guy put his arm from off the wall of the cubicle to his side. He puckered his lower lip, and as he was turning around, he said, okay. And I was like, holy shit. I beat this place. Like, after spending 3 days there, I finally I beat MEPS. Like, if MEPS was a Super Mario world, those 3 days were levels, and towards the end, the sergeant that kept trying to screw me over was Bowser, and I beat Bowser's ass. Like, I'm not even kidding. I beat his ass so hard. And, like, I know that's kind of a crazy comparison, but right after that, after seeing him in defeat, which I never thought I'd ever see, I felt so, so good. Eventually, right after that, I signed my contracts. It was official. I've officially, sworn into United States Army, and we then went from phase 1, which is signing the contracts, right into phase 2, which is pretty much getting my fingerprints in and making sure that all my aliases are correct, all my family members are correct. Just for like beneficiary reasons, and pretty much making sure that going over all the information that I was that was given to that branch of service was correct. So, my mom's, place of address, her phone number, her name, and everything. Just pretty much reviewing all that stuff. Oop, that was my alarm. But pretty much reviewing all of that stuff and making sure that it was correct. So, I mean, right after that, you go into phase 3, which is officially swearing in. You head into kind of a velvet room with a bunch of portraits and everything. I mean, of course, the American flags, the Army flags, all of the flags to the branches of service. And there is well, for me, there was a major. And the major is, that's a position within the United States Army. Well, not Army necessarily, but the military. That's a very high-ranking position. It's an officer position. So, right after we swore in and everything, I got my goods and everything. They kind of give you a goodie bag. I'm not sure about the other branches, but for the Army, they gave me an Army backpack, like a little notepad, and some information, etc., etc. Pretty much a little goodie bag, pretty much saying, "Hey, congratulations, welcome to the Army." And so right after that, we went home. We went home, and I came back at around like 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, not in the morning, but at night. Came back at 10 o'clock at night. Immediately after, I was actually scheduled for 9 a.m. a 9 a.m. shift at my regular job. So already, I mean, I was drained. I had to go to bed immediately. I couldn't update anybody on Twitter as far as, what I was up to. I couldn't even message my own, friends and family member. My mom didn't even see me until, I pretty much woke up the next morning. So I've been gone for out of the house for 4 days, 4 days. And those, all those days were pretty much at MEPS. It was supposed to be a 2-day process, but orthopedics, which is the place that tests your duck walk, it was closed. It closed early. We got there at 2:10, and the people who worked there said that they were scheduled to leave at 2:30. So we were supposed to come back the next day. And then the process just kept getting dragged out longer and longer. But eventually, after about 3 or 4 days, we finally went home. And then I had a 9 a.m. shift. Immediately after I came back from MEPS, I fell asleep. I woke up and went straight to work. And it was, I think it was scheduled 9 a.m. to, I think 4 p.m. So it was a pretty lengthy shift as if already. And me being the kind of yes man I am, I don't really deny, any opportunities when it comes to money. But my supervisor asked me if I'd like to stay later and how late. And I was like, oh, I'll stay later. Just what do you need me till? And he said 7 o'clock. I was like, yeah, sure. And right then and there, I was not fucking thinking. I was not thinking as to, how much of a stretch that was from 9 a.m. all the way to 7. That is 10 hours. 10 full working hours. And then right immediately after that, he was like, 7:30? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. 10.5 hours right there, guys. 10.5 hours of labor. I've never done more than like 8 hours, and that's like without a lunch. Full 8 hours. 10.5 hours with one 15-minute break and 1 half-hour lunch. That was insane. Just to even think about that. Imagine, for instance, let's just say you're working at a farm, right? Let's say you work at a farm and you work usually on average 5 hours a day. So, and you work 5 days a week. So that's 25 hours. You make $250 a week. Well, let's not even get into the money part. You work 25 hours a week, right? And all of a sudden, you go from working 25 hours to working 50 hours. So almost doubled. And that's pretty much what happened in that one day. I usually work 5 hours a day, 5, 6, maybe 7. And all of a sudden, in one day, I'm working 10.5 hours with little breaks, and it was just absolutely inane. It was nuts. It was absolute chaos. I mean, I was hungry. I felt like I had never left MEPS. It was absolutely nuts. And not too long ago, I came back from another pretty long shift. I think it was let me try to think. I think it was 12 to 9. So 9-hour shift. It wasn't crazy like the 10.5-hour shift with little breaks. I mean, just yesterday. Just yesterday was actually the 9-hour shift, so I mean, I had a couple breaks and everything, and it was actually pretty good as far as that. But yeah, guys, that's just my little story time as to what I've been up to. Like I said, sorry for having not having such a great video. Usually I do put a montage in there every now and then, and I will be keeping up with the giveaways, whether big or small and all that stuff. I will be letting you guys know on Twitter as to when a airdrop giveaway will be going down. So I'll be, getting an airdrop and giving away the stuff that's in that. But as of right now, it's gonna more than likely be a lightsaber giveaway, specifically a blue lightsaber giveaway. So I mean, yeah, so, I just want to make this video ahead of time before, my ship date, which is the 21st of February. I will still be uploading weekly until that date, and then, of course, I'll be gone for a little bit, and then I will be returning, and I, will continue that same schedule. So, I mean, I hope you guys support my decision and doing, what I think is best for my future. I'm sure you guys do either way, regardless. I mean, my mom's happy, my family's happy, my friends and pretty much everyone's happy. So, I mean, I hope you guys really do support it, even though I'm going to be having quite a hectic schedule, especially picking up this new job. It's kind of crazy. I mean, 10.5 hours. It's nuts. So, yeah, let's just, oh, man, I don't even know. It's been just such a crazy day. I mean, I haven't really been in my computer, or not in my computer, but on my computer in quite a while. I mean, this is the first time I actually got some gameplay in and everything since being so busy. But yeah, I'm just gonna head straight into the giveaway and just kind of forget everything else as of right now, and let's just transition right into that. Alright guys, we are using wheel decide, which is the same wheel that we used in the previous video. If you guys are a little confused about that, how this works and everything, the link is in the top left corner, as you see, wheeldecide.com. If you guys are want to check it out for yourself, definitely do so. Of course, if you can't make up your mind, they'll make it up for you. It's a pretty cool site. I like to use it, and it's completely random, so you can't manipulate who wins and who loses. But just one thing, if you guys are seeing this on a Saturday, that means I kept up with my daily upload schedule. If you guys are seeing this on a Sunday, then that means I've been goofing up. But of course, as you saw earlier in the video, I've been pretty busy, it's been pretty hectic, I'll be honest. But of course, if you're from like a different country, like for example Thailand, because I know I do get some viewers from Thailand. If I upload this on a Sunday at 3 p.m., you could see it at your time 3 a.m. So I mean, there's a big 12-hour difference. So just keep that in mind. If I upload it on Saturday, you might see it on Sunday, Monday, and then so on from there. It's just a day in advance considering the time zones. But I will have a much better video put out by Saturday. I'm gonna be including you subs, and you guys are either gonna be on my team or you guys will either be cameramen. And It's just an idea in my head as of right now until I put it in the video, but it's definitely going to be amazing. I can promise you guys that it'll be better. You know, I know I do promise, you know, better and, you know, content and everything, but I definitely do think this is a great idea, and that, you know, it's one way to really involve you guys in my videos, because I know you guys do like the content that I make. And, you know, despite if it's a giveaway or not, or if it's a montage or not or anything, but, you know, I just really want to be an entertainer, and to really, you know, I don't want to say like be there for my fans, because I don't want, you know, want to be like holding your butt and like wiping you or anything. But, you know, I just really want to, you know, communicate and interact with those who take the time out of their day to watch my content, and that I really do appreciate. And that's why I do these giveaways, to kind of give back to those who really, you know, stick by my side. Because honestly, when I first started doing YouTube on an older account, if I got one view or one like or even a dislike, I would freak out, and I was like, whoa, holy crap, you know, someone's actually there and has found my video, and they took the time out of their day to click it. So I know it seems kind of weird and everything, but that's just my perspective on everything. But like I said, there will be a different, better video on Saturday. It's going to be including you guys, or as many as you guys are interested. But if you are interested and you see this video right now before the 28th of October in 2017, comment down below, and, you know, just let me know, and I'll try to, you know, hit you up and contact you, and we'll try to set up. Alright, I guess my mic turned off, but yeah, we'll try to set something up, and we'll definitely try to make it happen. But yeah, let's just get right into this giveaway, and then I'll include something a little bit smaller right after this wheel to see who wins. Alright. Alright, so it looks like Marc has won, and he really just wants anything. So I guess I'll just give him the, I don't know, G11 with the autumn skin. So congratulations, Marc, for winning. I will be messaging you. I'll either include you in this video or the next video. Like I said, it just all depends with the schedule and everything. But I hope you guys really do understand, as I explained, you know, previously in the earlier video. But congratulations, Marc, once again. For all you guys who didn't win, etc., etc., I will be doing a small LightSword giveaway before the actual airdrop giveaway. I'm not sure if I'll be opening one or two like the last time, but I'll definitely be opening at minimum one. So definitely stick around for that. And now we're gonna hop into the next part of this video. It's a 3-part video. So first part explaining, second part giveaway, and third part giveaway. So let's hop right into that. Alright guys, so if you watched the rest of the video, which I honestly didn't even know how long I recorded. I looked back at it and it's like half an hour. So if you guys even watch every second of that, I honestly have to congratulate you guys. Like, that was, nobody just sits through half an hour. Yeah, it's just watching, you know, a freaking TV show, like an episode of a TV show. So if you did watch that, first off, holy crap, and second of all, thank you for listening. I know I was kind of everywhere on that story, you know, just because, you know, it just kind of all happened so fast. I was just kind of pulling bits and pieces and just kind of putting it all together. But if anybody is ever interested in going to MEPS, you know, you just listen to my story. It's kind of a similar situation. But then again, you know, it also depends on where you're at, so I don't think it'll be the same for everybody. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. Sorry it came out a little bit late, just about a day late, but to make up for that, I'm going to be doing another little short giveaway, and that is the LightSword Blue. I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but I will be giving away the LightSword Blue to a lucky subscriber. Again, to enter this giveaway, you have to like, you have to be subscribed, and you have to comment down below the skin. So I guess it's one skin, just comment down LightSword Blue. And just comment down LightSword Blue. Sorry about that. Just comment down LightSword Blue in the comment section, and I will be doing Wheel Decide to pick that winner. And just remember that I'm keeping track of the previous winners. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did watch the whole entire video, thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I will definitely see you guys in a much better hopefully a little bit shorter so I don't freaking bore you guys out. But I will be seeing you guys in next week's video, which will be uploaded Saturday. So without that, peace guys.